Hey everyone, LG the Fit OT here today, and we are making a super cute Valentine's Day craft. Stick around to the end to figure out how you can get all of the tools necessary to make this for free. So all the tools you need to make this craft are a bunch of yarn. You can pick all different colors. It can be Valentine's Day colors with reds and pinks and purples and stuff like that. Or you can pick any color of the rainbow. You also need some paper plates, tape, crayons, scissors, and a hole puncher. So not a lot of tools at all. So if you're traveling around to schools, this makes it really easy. You can just grab a stack of some paper plates. The biggest thing is the yarn, but you can even put that into a smaller bag with pre-cut strips and make it quick, super quick and easy. So let's get started. So like any craft, there's a ton of different ways that you can do this, and you can really challenge your kid in different ways depending on what exactly you're working on. So first, you can have them color the paper plate whole, or you can cut the heart first. If they're coloring in more gross strokes, maybe it will be easier if you just give them the paper plate and have them color the whole thing first. If you want to up the challenge, maybe cut the heart and put the holes in first. It'll add a little bit more of a challenge for your kiddo. All you have them do is color however way they want it. Here's a part where if you are working on their grasp, you can use a thicker crayon, a thinner crayon. You can use a broken crayon if you're really looking for them to use a pincer grasp. So really think about every aspect of this craft to really challenge them. Perfect. If they want to make different designs, different colors, whatever they want, let them. I'm just going to make it super simple. Perfect. All right, so we made it through the coloring part. Now, either you can cut out the heart, or if you want to have your kid practice cutting, here's a great time for them to do so. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fold the paper plate in half and cut out a heart shape. Perfect. Ta-da! So now from here is where you're going to take your three hole puncher and punch along. So here's another way that you can make it a little bit easier or harder. The number of holes that you punch in there. You can make them a little bit more spread out and only do a few, or you can make them really close together to make them thread back and forth a little bit more. So just go through, punch a little bit of holes. I'm going to make them a little bit further out just so the paper plate doesn't rip or anything. Perfect. Let's get this out of the way. So here you go. This is what your plate should look like so far. So then you can have your kiddo pick whatever color they want. You could have them do one color. You could have them pick 5 pieces of yarn, whatever you are working on. So first I took my burgundy string and I just strung it through, just like your typical lacing, in and out, until I went through every piece of the heart. So this is just one way that you can do it. You can have them kind of do whatever they want. You can do one color like this, and then I'm going to use a different color to kind of go back and forth. You can do all back and forth. You can do it like this, where I went around the outside. So there's a ton of ways to switch it up and challenge your kiddo depending on what you're working on. because there are so many colors, it's really a visual challenge. So what I do sometimes is I'll use that tape. So I use different color tape. So right now I have purple, just to give them a little bit more of a visual cue. So I'll tie it on the ends because, as you can see, the ends get pretty frayed and it is hard to get them in the hole. So I'll tape the ends of my yarn, and anytime that the string gets lost or they drop it like this and they can't find the end and it kind of gets really confusing, all you have to do is give them the cue to find your tape, and they can look for that piece on the end. So if you use a different color than the clear, it really adds in that visual cue just to kind of help them out a little bit. So all you do is thread it back and forth, whatever you want them to work on. And as you can see, it is a little bit of a challenge to manipulate the paper plate. It's a lot of bilateral hand coordination, a lot of visual perceptual skills need to be used for this activity. So it's just really great for all levels. Fine motor. So then once you reach the end of your string, you can either put a piece of tape on there or you can tie it to another piece of string, whatever you want. I've been doing a lot of taping with my kiddos. Okay. So that's what it looks like. So you can do it like this. You can wrap it out around the outside, just like I said. So there's a lot of variations and you can switch it up a lot. Maybe you don't do any coloring and you just go straight with the lacing. Maybe you just do lacing, or you just do the coloring and then you help do the lacing if they aren't able to lace yet. You could also even take a few beads and have them lace it through and then string a few beads and then lace it through and string a few beads. So then you'll have a heart with some beads in there. So there's a lot of variations that you can switch it up. So now it's time for Max 4. So this is where I show you 4 different ways to maximize this activity to really challenge or make this easier for your kiddo. So I was talking a lot throughout making these different ways that you could switch it up, but the 4 ways that I'm going to talk about right now are really dealing with the actual creation and the way that you can facilitate this activity. So first, really to work on their imitation skills and decreasing their reliance on verbal cues, which we are probably trying to do it with almost every kiddo, is just to work on this project alongside of them. So maybe you're sitting next to them and you are not talking during this, but you are doing it with them and they have to follow you and they have to figure it out, watch what you're doing and figure out how to do it themselves. So that really makes them think critically about following what you're doing and then imitating it. So it's something different and you're really decreasing your verbal cues, and which is great for the kiddo to learn by watching and then doing it themselves, because it's really working on that motor planning piece and figuring out how that they can initiate and execute that without any verbal prompting. So next, direction following. So maybe you want to type and print up the different steps that you want the kiddo to do while working on this, and they have to follow those directions. You can work on sequencing by cutting those out and having them align them first and then have them do the craft, or you can have them just follow along while you're doing it. It really will have them focus on reading and direction following so that they can translate that into the classroom. Number 3, put them on their bellies. I'm a huge fan of doing anything fine motor related prone, simply because it adds a couple different things. So let's talk about it. If they're prone, they're really working on their arm strength and their upper trunk strength to really manipulate the fine motor component of the activity. So in this case, it would be the threading portion and really following and putting the string into the hole and pulling it out. It also, at the same time, provides them a lot of stability because their base of support is really wide. So especially for your kiddos that have a little bit of difficulty visually, that postural stability when prone will really help them focus and follow the string where it goes and really take in the visual information. So that will be huge for them. It also just really allows for them to work on their strength and overall endurance while they're prone manipulating this. And lastly, number 4 is if you need to add a gross motor component to it, you can hide all of the different pieces and have a little scavenger hunt before. So if you have a kiddo that is really sensory seeking and just needs to get out a lot of their energy to help regulate and modulate them in preparation for this task, then spread out all the different components, all the different pieces of string or the scissors or the paper plate all around the room. You can hide them, you can put them up high or down low, or you can have them follow directions that they have to jump on the trampoline 20 times before they get the pink string. You can really make it a lot of different ways that they're really helping regulate themselves before sitting down and doing this task, especially because it is such a fine motor and visual perceptually heavy task that they really have to focus. So there's your max 4. Now you just got to get started. So if you want to get the string, some paper plate, brand new scissors, and a brand new box of crayons, all you have to do is share this video. So share it and then comment below that you shared it, and you will have an opportunity to win all of the supplies that you need to make this craft. So if you loved today's craft and want to see more videos, make sure that you're subscribed and turn on the notification button. New videos are coming every Thursday, and I'm so excited about this channel and everything to come. So make sure you're subscribed to continue maximizing every aspect of a therapy session to give kids everything that they need to succeed in life and